project number.
Alright, so for my project, I chose President Andrew Jackson. He was born in 1767 and he died in 1845. My thesis is that Andrew Jackson's past contributions are still relevant today because he returned power to the people and took power away from the wealthy elite. And my road is Andrew Jackson achieved his accomplishments by destroying the Second National Bank of the United States and ensured a new charter would not be created for the bank. So, in 1791, Washington created the First National Bank of the U.S. to house funds. The bank, it was privately owned, and the First National Bank's charter was to expire in 1811. So after it expired in 1811, they didn't renew it. So during the War of 1812, because there was no place to house funds, the war took a pretty big hit. So they created the Second National Bank of the United States, and that was created in 1816, and the president of that was Nicholas Biddle. Pretty soon after the bank was created, they overextended loans, and they gave out banknotes, and there weren't anything to support them. So basically, they had only a certain amount of gold and silver in the bank, but they were giving out more notes than there was gold and silver in the bank. And there were many foreign stockholders that invested in the bank, meaning that foreigners were having a say in the American economy. So Jackson was elected president in 1829, and he saw the bank as a huge problem and was determined to destroy it because the bank was basically keeping all the money in the industrial Northeast and wasn't sending any of the money down to the Southwest. So Southerners couldn't grow their businesses and they couldn't thrive. So Jackson, he wanted to restore the balance by destroying the bank and then redistributing the wealth equally throughout the banks so that people could grow their industry. When he was a little kid, during the Revolutionary War, he was captured by the British and he was abused by them. So ever since that time, he hated power abusers, and this is one of the main reasons why he wanted to destroy the bank. Henry Clay was an influential member of the Second National Bank, and he wanted to create a new charter before the charter expired. So he went straight to Congress and he pushed a bill forth, and Congress approved it. But Andrew Jackson, he vetoed the bill, and then Henry Clay was going to run for president. And in that election, Andrew Jackson won over Henry Clay. So after Andrew Jackson vetoed the bill, he pretty much just destroyed the bank, and then he withdrew all the federal funds from the bank, and the bank, they weren't able to survive, so they started falling apart. And then after the bank's charter expired, it wasn't renewed, and it pretty much just ended after that. And then the money was redistributed to state banks that they called pet banks. So after all the money was redistributed, it restored all the power. So that's that.